Thinking about buying, selling, or investing in Ventura? In today's video, we're going to take you through all of the recent data to talk to you about what type of movement is going on within our local housing market, share with you key insights and data that relate to buying, selling, and investing, and also break down some of the recent headlines and news that you should be aware of. For those that don't know me, my name is Brandon, and this is our monthly market update. In today's video, we're going to talk to you a little bit about what's going on as it relates to residential housing market for Ventura in the last month. At the time of shooting this video, we are in early October, so we have the recent sales data from September all summarized and provided through a tool that we use called InfoSparks. So let me pull that up in our first section, dive into the data. Now, as you can see here, we've got a lot of different information, and I've already started to get it segmented based on different property types and our local market. So in here, we've got it set up for Ventura, residential, single-family condos, and townhouses. Now, each line here is going to represent each property type. We can break down what's going on and see historical trends. It's set up in a one-year look back. So to start off, I wanted to give you that overview because right now we are over here on September 2024. In the month of September, we saw 38 single family homes sold in the month of September, 15 condos and 5 townhouses. But when we go over here and look at the new listings data, we notice that it's actually up compared to the prior month. In August, 47 single family homes, 23 condos, 2 townhouses. In September, 49 single-family homes, 17 condos, 9 townhouses. More townhouses are coming onto the market. We also see just slightly less in terms of condos going onto the market, but we are just ever so slightly up for single-family new listings. As a whole, what does the market look like? We have 137 active listings for the month of September that are single-family homes, 36 condos, 17 townhouses. Obviously, you can see here with the trends, it breaks down. In some segments, townhouses and single family, we are up compared to August, down for condos in terms of market movement. Like, what can we expect? And to show you that, we can also jump over to the days on market tab. Now, this is going to kind of show you where things are at and how quick they're moving. So this is based on segment type. So for the month of September, single family homes had a median days on market of 25 days. Same for condos. Townhouses, roughly 56 for the median. Now, when we look at the averages, single family homes, 33 days, condos, 46, townhouse, 138. But if we go back and we look at all this information and we look at the actual month's worth of supply, the absorption rate, you'll notice that we're sitting around a 3-month level of inventory. What this means is that if no new homes get listed between now and 3 months, we will have no homes available for people to buy. Now, I do like to talk about this because knowing where the supply is at as well as the demand helps gauge your next move. I wanted to jump to the percent of original list price. We've got the median first, and we're going to break it down. Percent, 99.4 for single family homes in September, 100% for condos, 100% for townhouses. When you look at the averages, you notice they're just slightly down. And I do want you to understand that with different outliers, we have different types of properties, from oceanfront condos to mountain houses to all sorts of different things. You've got a wide mix. So when you look at this type of data, look at both the median and the average, then drill into your specific area and neighborhood. The median sales price for a single family home for the month of September, $925,000. Condos, $587,000. In townhouses, $685,000. Now we can see condos are up slightly, single families down slightly. We were at $980 for the median sales price back in August, $925 for September. Townhouses, slight downward trend within the last month. If you were to go back and look at historic numbers, July, August, September, we're down compared to last year, 111 million compared to 76. Now, this is closed volume. There's a lot of moving parts, and that really kind of ties into our next segment, which talks to you about what headlines you should be paying attention to, and that is the Mo You Know. If you've been paying attention to the news or my past videos, you probably heard about the recent NAR settlement, the different rules that came into effect on August 17th and how they're affecting residential real estate sales. No longer are the days where you can offer broker compensation up front on the MLS. And with that, buyers now have to sign an agreement to tour properties. Now, that agreement can come in a variety of shapes and sizes. And if you want to learn more about the buyer representation and broker compensation agreement, feel free to leave me a comment. The gist of it is you now have to hire someone to represent you if you want to tour a property. As a buyer, you can work directly with the listing agent, which I do not encourage because you might be unrepresented. And if you've bought a house before, you know you want your own representation. It's a very big decision. There's a lot of moving parts. And if you don't have an advocate that's on your side, really fighting for you, you might not be as thrilled with the results. And this is going back to the changes that came into effect in August. I wanted to delay creating this video because there are so many things that I've been thinking about with regards to this whole change. And I'm curious what you've heard. So let me know in the comment section below if you've heard about these changes or if you have questions about these changes and how they relate to you, whether you're buying or selling. But I took a look at recent sales data within the last 50 days that relate to this whole transition or change that went into effect. And what was interesting to me is that in talking to local agents, most of them are saying sellers still open to offering compensation. Just include it in your offer. Now, there's a lot that could be said about all this, but there were so many people that were saying this is the end of buyer's agents commission and buyer's agents are done and all that stuff. And in practice, if you look at the sales data, here we have it right here. These numbers are different credits, concessions, and compensation that was offered to the buyers in that transaction. Now, these are all the sales that closed within the month of September and a little bit into October at the time of filming this. So you can kind of see that for the most part, people are still paying for the buyer's representation fees. Now, in some cases, if you're in a situation where you can pay your own representation fees, you might see a different strategy where you don't see any concessions or credits listed. And that might be a situation where the buyer represented themselves. They may have negotiated to pay for their own fees. At the end of the day, what all this means to you as a buyer, now moving forward and into the future, you will have to ask for the seller to cover your agent's fees. And you will have to hire an agent up front before you can go tour properties, unless you want to go in unrepresented. Let's kind of get back to what we were talking about because the next headline was really impactful and it related to the jobs data. 254,000 new jobs added in September. This is much greater than the actual projections or what was expected, 150,000 new jobs. So this actually changed the mortgage rates because once this news came out, it indicated that our labor market might be much stronger. And with that said, when we look at the actual rates that change daily, if you weren't aware, this information is clearly reflected in the last couple days of data, with rates now sitting around 6.62% for a 30-year fixed. Prior to that, we were sitting at a good spot, and you could see we got down to around 6.1%, which is great because every time interest rates drop, home buyers save money. Their purchasing power goes up. And what's interesting is if you bought a house and you have a rate over, say, 7%, we saw a lot of people refinance during the last couple weeks and take advantage of that. And if you look at the actual data, I saw this article and I wanted to share it. 84% of outstanding mortgage debt has a sub 6% rate. 84% between 5 and 6%. 75% between 4 and 5%. 56% between 3 and 4%. and then 21, 22% with an interest rate below 3%. If you are sitting in this group right here, you're in a very good position. In my opinion, I would never encourage you to sell. I would look at other creative financing to leverage that equity, keep that rate, and maybe turn that property into an investment. If you're in this camp or this camp, you probably don't want to jump up into today's 6.62%. With the job market and interest rates, it seems like the Federal Reserve is targeting a soft landing, and it seems like it could happen, but it's really going to depend on the coming months. I think within the next few months, we've got a lot of different things that we're looking at: inflation data, jobs report, the election. There's a lot of moving parts. And so I could see a little bit of market volatility for mortgage rates in the coming months. I could also see a situation where if inflation stays under control and perhaps jobs see a downward revision, we could see mortgage rates drop. But I do want you to understand that mortgage rates are actually not tied to the Federal Reserve meetings. They are based on a lot of different moving parts. Now that the data came out, it's kind of like, well, the labor market seems to be pretty strong. Inflation's kind of under control. That does it for our section, The Mo You Know. If you have questions or want to know more, check the description. We've got them all linked there for you. Back to what we were going to share. On my website, there are tons and tons of tools, and I've got tips for homeowners, home buyers. If you're thinking about getting into the market, buying, selling, or investing, check out WasilewskiTheRealtor.com. We've got resources for you, tips to get your house ready for the market and make the most out of your sale. A guide walks you through the entire process. Check out testimonials, tips and strategies, and a pretty detailed outline as far as the buying and selling process. So if you want to go check that out, go check out our website. And if you are curious to see what your home is worth and you don't want to get barraged by a ton of real estate agents, go to my website, WasilewskiTheRealtor.com/seller/valuation. Again, linked in the description below. And you can get multiple estimates direct to you. It stays between you and I don't sell your information to anyone. This is a conversation between us. And so if you want to see what your home could be worth in today's market, check out the description. And that does it for today's video. I want to thank you for sticking along with us this far. And if you have questions, feel free to reach out. As a professional real estate agent, I did not realize I was going to become a content creator. If you have feedback or you want to learn about certain things, let me know in the comment section below. And if you found this video helpful or you know someone that might find value in this type of content, share it with your friends and be sure to subscribe because I want you to make an informed decision. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, you need the resources and the tools and the experience to guide you through the process. Well, that does it for our monthly market update for September. If you have questions, let us know and share your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm super curious to hear about what you see on the news and what you're thinking. And check the description for all of our free resources. And if you need help navigating your market, feel free to schedule a time on my calendar or see what your home's worth. And if you want to get social, follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you like this content and want to see more, check out some of my recommended stuff and see what is coming up next. Until next time,